Hello and welcome to another Bodgit and Leggit video. Now today we have a 2011 Opel Insignia or Vauxhall Insignia. This is the Vauxhall, so this is obviously an English car, but here in Ireland we have Opels. 2 litre CDTI diesel obviously, and we have a service now engine light kind of flashing up on the dash. Right, I'll put a picture up here of what it says, service vehicle soon. Now that doesn't necessarily mean a service with these Insignias. What you have to do is you have to plug it into a scan tool, but be careful. You can't use OBD2 scan software on these because they just don't read it. I plugged it into the little Vauxhall machine I had and I knew it wasn't going to do it, but anyway, on the OBD2 it shows you nothing, so you have to go into the factory scan data. Once you go into that, we get a couple of fault codes, which is kind of what I was thinking. The fault code is a P0617, which is cylinder 1 glow plug control circuit. Now these do have a problem with glow plugs. This is 2011, it's done 190,000 kilometers-ish. Don't know what that's in miles, because this has been turned to kilometers, but anyway, so most probably the original set, I don't know. What we're going to do is we're going to show you how to check them and see what the story is. Now you do have to be aware there's 2 different types of heater plugs in these. There's the sensing heater plugs and then there's the ordinary bog standard heater plugs which we've got in here, and there's a big difference in price. The testing procedure is more or less the same, but the price is completely different. We've just got the bog standard ones in here. I'm going to show you a few different ways of testing them. They all work, really makes no difference, but let's get stuck into it. Now, what you got to remember is, on this particular engine, you can disconnect all 4 heater plugs and it'll still start. The engine is warm. Now, if it's really, really cold, it might struggle, but they will start. So, you know, a lot of people think when your heater plug is going, the car struggles to start. It's not always the case. So what we need to do is, we want to make sure our wiring is okay first. Before we worry about our heater plugs, we need to make sure our wiring is good. So what I've got, simple test light. I'm going to put it onto the battery, negative, wherever I can get it on. What I'm going to do is just pull out one of the heater plugs. Just stick this in, so pull out the wires, one of the heater plugs. I'm going to do this with all 4. I'm only going to show you one, because there's no point in me showing you with all 4. But what we're looking for is this test light to light. Now, if the test light doesn't light, you know you've got a wiring issue, whether it's a wiring issue, whether it's a fuse issue, whether it's whatever. You've got a different issue to your heater plugs. If all your lights, or if you do this and all the test light lights for a few seconds and goes off, you know you haven't got a problem with your wiring. So what we'll do is just stick this in. This should light up for a few seconds. We can see it's lit up, it's gone off, perfect. Now, this car is warm, so it'll only go on for a few seconds, depending on how cold the car is. I'll just quickly check another one. Now, I will do all 4, but like I said, not on camera, so just shove the test light in. Make sure you get good connection. Do the same thing again. There we go, it's on and it's off. Right, so we now know that our wiring is okay. Like I said, make sure you check all 4 first, just to be on the safe side. No point just going for the heater plugs, because if your wiring isn't there, you can put 100 new heater plugs in, it's not going to make any difference. So once I've done that, done the other 2, we'll turn the camera back on and we'll get to the other tests. Right, next test I'm going to do, again I'm going to use the test light. I'm going to put the battery positive. And what I'm going to do is disconnect the heater plug and I'm going to put my test light on. The test light should light. As you can see, absolutely nothing. I'm going to touch the top of the heater plug, and as you can see, nothing is lighting. Absolutely nothing. So if it lights, you know you're okay. If it doesn't, as you can see, you know there's a problem. So we know there's definitely a problem with that one. Very, very quick and easy. Go along, make sure they're lighting or not lighting. That will give you a good indication straight away, especially for these heater plugs, because these are just the ordinary standard ones. If one's gone, replace all 4. Don't just replace 1 or 2. Replace all 4 of them. It is a waste of time and pointless just replacing one. Now, if they're the other type, which are ridiculously expensive, yes, it is best to replace all 4, but the price certainly does come into it because they are very expensive. But I would suggest even of them replacing all 4. And another test we can do is I've got a glow plug, glow plug analyzer. What this does is this connects to your battery. So simple enough, connected to your battery. It will light up with an open circuit because we've got nothing connected, so we know it's working. Then all I've got to do is put this probe on top of the heater plug, and well, as you can see straight away, it's an open circuit. There's absolutely nothing in that at all. What should happen, I'll show you on the new ones, it should go to 16 amp and then drop down after it's warmed up and say okay. That's what it should do when you're testing them. So that's what it should do on this. Now, if your heater plug's already warmed up, if you're testing the car and you just turned it off, it should go to okay kind of straight away. It doesn't need time to warm up. As we can see, the next one, again, I hope you can see that, is just open circuit. So the two of them are definitely shot, 100% completely shot. And then another way we can do it is get a multimeter, turn it to ohms. Hopefully you can see this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to find an earth, put it on top of the glow plug, and as you can see, open again, absolutely nothing. We'll try the one on the far side. Oh, we've got something there. We've got, hold on, let's see if we can get that on properly. What have we got? 5.8 or 8, oh, it's going up now. Oh, that's just going all over the shop, look at that. 36 kilo ohms. It's going to, it's jumping around, just absolutely, yeah, the resistance in that is just crazy high. So yeah, we're replacing all 4. Once I get them here, I'll show you the new ones. I'll show you the same test again with the new ones, just to show you what they should do. And that will be it. Bang 4 new heater plugs in. We'll clear the codes and we'll be sorted. Right, we are back. We have the new heater plugs. I have the old heater plugs out. Now, I'm going to show you one in a second. We have 2 different types of heater plugs in here. We have the original, well, maybe not the original, but certainly OEM ones. And then we have a spurious one here. But what I want to show you is, all these were dead, by the way, completely and utterly dead. And now the rain starts. Let's wait for this shower and then I'll continue. Now, hope you can hear me. I've just got drenched going outside. This is what I wanted to show you. If you can just, if that camera zooms in, you can see how that's twisted and ready to snap. Now, I bet that wouldn't take much to actually fall off. If that had fell off when the car was running, it could have done serious damage. Now, it could have just gone out the exhaust and done nothing, but it could have also done some serious damage. So we're lucky to actually get these out. This is what a new one should look like. This is NGK. As you can see, completely different. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to test these exactly the same way as I tested these, so you can see what should happen rather than what did happen. Right, so what we'll do is, we'll do the resistance test again. So what I'm going to do is just earth that out. You can see the old multimeter there. Stay. You're not going to stay. Nah, stay. This is on the old one. I mean, 110, just, it's all over the place. It's just, now, there is another one that's completely short. So when you connect it, it's completely short like that. So that's another way. But let's get the new one. Do the same thing again, the quick ohms test. As you can see, 0.6, you know, absolutely fine. So that's one way. Then the other way we did was we used the glow plug analyzer. So what we need to do here is I just show it out the engine so you can see exactly what happens to a glow plug and what you need to look out for. No point me doing it on this one because nothing's going to happen. So it just won't light up. So I'll show you on the new one what's supposed to happen. So what we need to do is, it's connected to the battery. We need to earth this out. And what we're looking for, if I can get this somewhere you can see. Can you see that? What we're looking for is it should go to 16 amp to actually heat it up, then it should go down to OK. So I need to get this earthed out. There we go. We got it there. Right, it's gone to 16 amp and then it's dropped down and it's gone to OK. And you can see it's heating up. So that went to OK. So it went up to 16 amp, then it dropped down to OK. If I test it again, now it's nice and warm, it'll just go to OK straight away. Right, also what I'm going to do is, what you want to do when you test a glow plug, especially out the cylinder, you want to make sure it heats in the right place. It has to heat from the tip and then come down. If it heats from the middle and goes up, that's no good. So it has to heat from the tip and then glow down. So I'm going to show you that. Hopefully you can see this. So once I earth this out and put this on, you should see that it start glowing at the tip first and then coming down. So if I can get that. Right, so what we're going to do, you want to see it glowing from the tip first and coming down. So see it at the tip and then it comes down and it glows. That's what you're looking for. If it glows from there up, no good. Has to glow from the tip down. Then you know it's going to work properly. Right, and the last way we can do it, again, is with the test light. So if imagine this is inside the cylinder, I'm earthing it out. Can you see the test light? As I put the test light to the top, you can see the test light is lighting, where before it wasn't. So that's the ways of testing them. What I suggest you do is, even though they are new, to test them all. And the reason why is, I'm going to show you now in a second, you couldn't write this. Two of our heater plugs are not working. Now you do have to be careful when you're testing them. Don't just leave them on burning, you know, for ages, because they're not designed to do that. They're only designed to turn on for a few seconds. And it's always best to test them properly. Don't try and, you know, do anything else. I don't know if you can see this, but on there, you see the big bulge? Now this one was opened in the package, I don't know. And this one just won't work. So these are two brand new ones, and they definitely haven't been fitted, but one of the packages are open and they're not working. So that's why you always test them before you put them in. I could have put these in, turned the car on, and you think everything's fine. The engine light would have most probably gone off or reset it. A couple of days later, the customer comes back, same problem again, and then you're going to struggle to return these because they're going to say, well, you've done something. These haven't been fitted, so I should be able to return these, no problem. So bear that in mind. Just because it's new doesn't mean it's good. Case in point. Right, so I've just got the two new ones, and that's why it's always important to test them. Now the box was salad tape, so maybe someone brought it back, I don't know. But anyway, that's why it's always a good idea to test these things before you put them in. If you'd have put that in, you know, and drove down the road and stuff, it would be dirty. You could see you've used it, and the chance of you being able to take it back is very, very slim, because they'll say, well, you used it. There was a problem with the car, not the problem with the thing. So always test everything before you put it in, because otherwise it just cause you a nightmare. Anyway, we've got them in. So I'm going to turn on the engine. I'm going to see what it sounds like, see what it starts. And we'll reset the code, see if the light goes off. And we're done, sorted. And there's a wasp. Now the code is gone. I didn't have to do anything. I'll just turn it off there. And there we go. The code is gone. I didn't have to reset it. Obviously the car has realised the heater plugs are okay. Just because it says service now or service soon, I can't remember exactly what it said, doesn't mean you need a service. So there you go, heater plugs, very simple, sorted. But as you can see, I had 2 new ones that were no good. These things happen. NGK plugs, they are good plugs. I think someone had returned one. It looked like it just looked, you know, anyway, look, it's one of them things. So we returned them, customers got the car back. I'm gonna take this for a drive. Always take it for a test drive, no matter what you do, just to make sure everything's fine, there's no other problems. So if you don't see any more at the end of the video, you can assume it's fine. If we have a problem, I'll obviously film it, but should be sorted. So look, hope it helps, thumbs up, subscribe and all that. Don't forget, links up here and links down below, but most importantly, don't forget, get your hands dirty. See you for the next one.